beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Astara and I'm an angelic communicator and clairvoyant. I want to talk to you today about something that's really real and very present on the planet right now. And this is something that's coming more into my awareness, and unfortunately, it's not going to go away. So, this is what I would call a frequency war, something that is going on in our planetary system. And this is happening at a time when Mother Earth is really trying to ascend, trying to move her vibration into a higher vibration. A frequency war does sound a bit weird, doesn't it? It does sound like what do they mean? But if we imagine, and maybe you've seen some very good, and I'll try and get one, I'll put one in the video. So I'm just putting this here so you can look at it, the emotional vibration chart. Some very good examples of what frequencies are, like usually energy, and energy has a vibration. And usually that vibration is linked to a color and a pattern and a speed. And that's kind of what we're talking about when we talk about frequency. And so there are some frequencies which are good for us, some that are very healthy for us and promote life and support life systems and life forces within us. They promote health and well-being and make us feel good and make the plants feel good and the seas feel good, and anything that's natural feels good because it promotes the natural vibration within your own body, the natural patterns that we are creating in our own bodies and in nature. And there are some frequencies which are not so good for us. And probably the easiest one to know is the emotional frequency scale. So here it is. Press pause, or you can look at this in your own time by looking up on Ecosia or somewhere. You can see the frequencies there and the emotions, which talks about, I'm just looking down, I've got it here, shame being the lowest vibration. I think that's sort of like 50 hertz or 20 hertz, something like this. So it's very low vibration. And then it goes up and it goes up to like guilt, grief, fear, anger. And then it has like a little jump where it then moves into the kind of middle range when you're kind of the transitionary emotions of pride, courage, willingness, and acceptance. And these are kind of slightly higher than all the other vibrations I've mentioned. Often they're gateways, like if you're feeling kind of angry and then you move through pride, you often allow yourself to move up through the vibrationary scale. And then we move into love, joy, peace, and authenticity. In fact, authenticity is meant to be at the top, which I find an interesting concept. When I've asked the Angelic Council of Light, they said that's when you're vibrating at your truth level, your frequency that you are aligned to is your birth frequency, your soul frequency, your star frequency. And when you're really vibrating at that with coherent consistency, you are then having an effect on the world. You're bringing your life force through, pure life force, and you're creating in the world. So at the moment we have, and probably for a long time, we are living in a space where there has been, I would say, like a very considered, planned way of reducing the vibration, of making people feel heavy, feel tired, feel anxious, and very disconnected from their natural state, that high state of authenticity. And if we imagine, like, from the moment we're born, often we're having a lot of conditioning placed on us, conditioning rules, things that take us away from who we really are. Very rarely are children and then becoming adults left to do their own devices, left to really find their own impulse inside and express it outside of them. Often they're having to deal with a lot of vibrationary heaviness that's coming in, and whether that's through stress or work or survival anxiety or whatever it is, there's a lot of pressure on the mind and the emotions on the physical body, and it can be quite hard to really lift those vibrations. And that's really what we're in. I would say that I've been in the frequency war for most of my life, and often we are having to work through these different layers that we're born into, the societal conditioning, the family conditioning, the ancestral conditioning, the cultural conditioning, to really find our own truth and begin to stand very fully in our power and who we are. So it might all sound dramatic, but the truth is we are living in a time where energy is turbulent. We're no longer in the forest. We're no longer in the Garden of Eden, if there is ever was one, although this planet has a vibration, a natural vibration of 5 to 8 hertz, the love vibration. This is Gaia. She has the love vibration, the creative consciousness vibration. And that's why we came. And many of us, particularly on twin flame dynamics or healers or light workers, came to really heal this planet and help her ascend. But as you probably have noticed, there is this, what I would consider to be like forces that work against this. And it's interesting because I spent quite a while ago now, I spent about 3 months, maybe when I was starting this YouTube channel, which was a long time ago. I said I was going to do a special channeling for 3 months, and I cleared my schedule. All I did was like drop my kids at school, go for a run. I ate very healthily. I cleaned everything about my social life. So I was just really having a very pure lifestyle to clean all my energy up. And I did channelings from Venus. And this is where some of the Venus teachings come from. And I did 3 months of channeling, just channeling and writing it down. And what I discovered from that was how Venus was looking at the Earth and the story of the Earth. And what she was showing me about how the Earth had been infiltrated with quite dark forces, and how that this time on Earth was about us returning her to her natural state, that she was trying to ascend, and that's why lots of us have come to help this ascension process. So we are living in a time where things like technology, drugs, allopathic medicine, our education systems, our political systems, our financial systems, our food systems are all being kind of infiltrated and actively influencing our vibration. Often technology is another way that our vibration can be influenced. And I love technology, so I'm not anti-technology at all. I think it's a tool that we can use if we have mastery over it, if we are using it with love. But it's important that we don't use that technology over our own health and well-being. So I'm always being shown that it's so important to protect our vibration, and also raise and protect the vibration of what's around us. Because if you notice that if you feel a bit rubbish, you go for a walk in nature, you'll often feel better. And this is because all around you in nature, in the earth and the soil structure, a healthy soil, in the plants that are around you, in the animals, in the trees, in the water, everything around you, in the etheric nature of the sky, we are surrounded by what I would say is living energy, living codes. If you look at these under a microscope, they are like the flower of life. They are sacred geometry. They are perfect patterns that have come through into our world to birth here and to keep us all alive. That's what essentially we're doing. And we are master creators. We're here to create and to transform energy and to work with this living force of creation, which we would call love. So as we all come here to Mother Earth, as she's ascending, her vibration's trying to rise, and we're trying to evolve. But there are also forces that are trying to keep us kind of devolved, like going back in time, going back into a very base aspect of who we are. And this is trying to keep the collective vibration low as well, which you probably know. You probably didn't reach my channel by mistake. And so we are actually seeing this overload of screens, of the EMFs, meaning the electromagnetic frequencies that come out of Wi-Fi and then onto 5G, and synthetic foods, GMO foods, people playing around with the genes in things, artificial environments, synthetic environments, like how we cover a concrete over all our beautiful nature, and make shopping centres, and synthetic lighting, and people in offices and schools all the time with synthetic lighting, even down to people's homes where they're Wi-Fiing themselves up all the time and having these different aspects going on, which are creating a disharmony in your own energy field. So a lot of this is not even covering the drugs people are using and putting in their bodies, and all sorts of other things like the chemtrailing in the sky, which is creating a lot of disturbance in the soil on our earth and affecting the food. So we have this like going on and on and on. And I just want to say here, I'm not a doom and gloom merchant. I do not believe this is the end. I believe that this is an opportunity for everyone to bring the remedies, and there are remedies all over the place. We are full of remedies. All of the light beings, star seeds that are coming here, helping us, and we're also working as light workers, trying to heal and bring this new earth vibration. And this vibration will win. The light will always prevail because life force is very, very strong, and it will always work through the consciousness of who we are and bring us to that higher level. So if you are feeling disrupted in your energy field, often you feel drained, you can feel very anxious. Particularly if you're a spiritual empath, you'll be very aware of what's going on around you and in the ether. You can also feel very disconnected from your own inner guidance. And you know that some of the toxins people are using also affect the pineal gland. A lot of you will know that. And you'll notice how it's been an onslaught from day one, probably when you were born, probably even your mother, when you were in the womb, was having an onslaught of, things like being asked to take certain medicines just after birth, and then having things like toothpaste that containing fluoride, things that are meant to be healthy for you. But actually, when we've looked at them and we've done studies on them, and there are lots of beautiful scientists doing this kind of light worker work, trying to prove and bring forward the inversions that have been placed in our energy systems, we begin to realize that actually all of this disconnects us from our inner guidance. There's a huge amount of confusion about what is healthy for you and what is not. And if you want the most basic level of what is healthy for you and what is not, do a muscle test on your own body. And get the piece of food, try, do a muscle test. You can do it with your rings, look it up on YouTube, or you can do it on your hand, or get someone else to do it, or you can use a pendulum. Just test yourself and see, is this food right for me, or is this not? Is this toothpaste right for me? Is it not? Is this chemical right for me? Is it not? Is this cleaning product right for me? Is it not? Just ask yourself, because the more you do that, the less you'll have to detox this out of your system. And if it's not right for you, then it won't be right for your family, it won't be right for your children, it won't be right in your environment. And this is the way we're going to clean house and cleanse and clear all of this stuff out of our environment. So what I'm saying to you here is that this isn't to create any fear. Like most of you will know this anyway. It's just to create awareness and to know that you're not alone in this thinking. So I'm being shown that a lot of this alternative force, this force that's trying to, create this opposition to this birthing of the new earth and this life force energy, are often connecting, are trying to take us into a synthetic environment. They're trying to disconnect us from spirit and take us into a synthetic environment. And this means also bringing in electrical frequencies and a lot of screens and pulses and things that do not bode well with they don't gel well, they don't harmonize with our natural energy fields. And this can even come down to affecting our thoughts, affecting our cells, affecting our emotions, because we ourselves, every time we have a thought, that's a frequency. Every time our cell vibrates, that's a frequency. And every time we have an emotion, that emits a frequency. So it's almost like we are also emitters of this vibration, this frequency. And as master creators, which is what we are, if we begin emitting a frequency, it's so much more powerful than just a mobile phone here. So even though there are frequencies being emitted by mobile phones that affect us, actually, if we begin emitting a particular frequency, we are much more powerful. So what I want to say here is, we all kind of do it, I guess. Like if we spend too much time on a screen, or we allow our children to spend too much time on a screen, instead of going outside and, enjoying beautiful weather, enjoying sunshine, enjoying fresh water, enjoying, trees and plants and soil and all the things, socializing, music, art, all the things that make us feel good, then our natural frequency begins to diminish if we have too much time in synthetic environments. You can also dampen down and distort your own ability to create for yourself. And a lot of us are a bit disconnected from that. So I think that's why we find it so hard to manifest. And you'll notice We can it can show up as like brain fog, mood swings, like dysregulation of your body and your mind, irritability. You can feel very disconnected from your soul light and your soul purpose. I don't think it's a mistake that a lot of people don't know what their soul purpose is here. It's interesting, and noticing in the older generation, they can not know, they can feel very confused. And we should know what our soul purpose is. We should absolutely know it. We should be feeling it in our bodies and living and vibrating it. So the fact that we've got to detox from all of this confusion and what's held us back to try and get more clarity, these are the subtle signs of this frequency war. This is a collective, energetic push to come into your higher vibration for the new earth, to reside in a way that makes you feel really good in your body, makes you feel really good in yourself. And the good news is your energy is sovereign. You are an energetic being with free will. The way I'm being shown is humans with a human soul are like angels. We have the ability to create on earth. We have the ability to birth worlds. So I want you to know that even if you're surrounded by all of these frequencies, which we all are, I just want to say that nobody's kind of getting out of this with a card free unless they've got a special chamber on a mountain somewhere. I don't think anybody's not having this effect right now. If you are feeling that, you're not a victim. We've got to clear this victim consciousness because that's what's also kept us in this kind of slavery and not being able to see our own sovereignty and our own power. We need to consciously choose what we're doing. And that means what we're consuming physically, emotionally, mentally. You can raise your vibration and become really resilient to lower energies just by working through in your energy field and reaffirming your own vibration, actually, rather than continually having to push out other vibrations. Although I've written a book on that, I know how to do it, but that takes work too. But it is possible. And I want to say here that sometimes I really love watching like things on Netflix. I really love watching films. And I noticed that we've gone through, if I watch an older film, it has less of an impact on me. But if I watch a new series like on Netflix or something, and what did I watch? I watched Wednesday, and I was aware that after watching that series, I had to pull out of my energy field a lot of programming, a lot of very negative, low vibration. Some of them were like off-planet entities, like coming through this vibration, because whatever vibration we are emitting is then what we attract. So we have to be really careful that we're not allowing in other forces that we don't want to be there. So that was kind of weird. I noticed it, and I have noticed it with other modern films that I'm looking at. There must be some sort of frequency put in in how it's coming through the screens, or even the makeup of how they're putting it together. Now, I don't know. Maybe some of you can comment in the comments and let me know. But I'm definitely noticing it, and that's a lot of what I do. I don't research things first. I notice things, I ask questions, I meditate on it, I go to the angelic council of light and the higher vibrations, and I ask them what is going on here. And that's how I know, because your instrument, the more you clean it up with simple practices like grounding in nature, breath work, meditation, prayer, sound healing, eating organic food, so no chemical or biodynamic food, which is even better, and spending time in sunlight, all of this strengthens your energy field and limit your access to anything that's too synthetic. Now, it's interesting where I live, there's a lot of influence of people living with lots of wood and not lots of plastic, very natural things around them. And I think that really does have an effect on how you feel. So your vibration is also your contribution to the collective. So when you hold a higher frequency of love and gratitude and truth, you also become a beacon. You become a lighthouse for other people. You not only begin to protect yourself, but you're also helping uplift the energy of those around you. And Mother Earth really needs us right now. In fact, we think we're in trouble as humans, and but I'm being shown the elemental realm and like the Fey energy, the fairy realm, they are in much more struggle than we are because they're so sensitive and they know that this frequency war is going on. So we're being encouraged to really step into our power, step into our alignment here, and protect ourselves, but also protect Mother Earth. So you are actually participating in healing the planet. That's what you're doing. That's why you came. And you're aligning with these higher timelines. They're anchored in your body. And this I see as like the Christ light energy and the Christ consciousness and the new earth frequency. Like you are bringing it in. If you're watching this video, it's no mistake. So, beloved souls, this isn't a video to make you feel bad or like pull you down into some deeply depressive state. It's actually a call to remember your power. Like, simply as this, you are light in human form and your choices matter, that your energy matters, that the so-called kind of frequencies that are going on, you don't have to even fight them. You just have to choose what is right in every moment for yourself. And this means like staying grounded, staying heart-centered, and keeping your vibration high so that you will be able to shift the collective towards truth, love, and freedom, and yourself, and your family, and your children, and anyone else you come into contact with, your friends, and whoever's sharing a space with you. So I also want to say, just before we go, that this is a journey. This is a journey, but I think we're winning it. Just so you know, I think we're actually getting there. I'm really seeing that people are really beginning to enjoy their lives, and I'm beginning to enjoy my life too. Like it's been a really long journey, but I can really see the effects of something coming into a very beautiful vibration, and this is going to be part of our collective unity consciousness going forward. So thank you for coming on today. Thank you for listening to this message. And if it resonated, then please like and subscribe to my videos. And also, if you're on any sort of twin flame journey, you can come and do a clarity session with me, or your soul purpose. I do soul sessions, and also the Akashic record, and anything that can help you align to a higher frequency and assist your spiritual path, then I'm very happy to accommodate. So thank you. Until next time, stay free, stay radiant, and just enjoy your life, because the more you love that you're bringing into your frequency is indicating the vibrance of healing around you. So go to my website, go to my link tree, have a look on my Instagram, and I'd love to see you.